Hello and welcome to Basic Computer Help. In this episode, I'm going to actually review the Nikon Nikon CoolPix AW100. One of my friends asked me to do a quick review on it because I actually picked this up because I needed a new general purpose throw in my pocket video camera. And I don't like using my cell phone for all of that. The first thing I want to say is it's actually a really good camera. Now, one of my vlogs I shot with this, and you could tell the lighting was bad. The one thing I did notice is I got no actual light coming over on this side of my face. So, you can see that, but on this one you were able to see it more. And the lighting in this video is actually exactly the same as it was on this one. So yeah, just because I have a lot of family that usually asks me, I'm actually shooting on my Nikon DSLR. I might seem a little choppy because I've been playing with the exposure settings. And excuse me if I keep looking over there. I've got my Nikon set up to my TV. Takes extremely good photos. This I got as a floor model, so I am not going to do any water submerging. If I want to submerge any camera in water, I'm going to use my GoPro for that. The reason being is I don't know what was done with this while it was on the floor, and I am not confident that the integrity of the waterproofing it has not been compromised or not. Otherwise, this is actually a really good camera. I have not used its GPS geotagging at all. I did look into it, think it's a great idea. One confusing thing is if you look in the options on this, there's two video modes for the exact same frame rate. I actually had to look through the actual book to find out what the difference was, and it's actually bit rate. The one that I usually shoot at, which this is also getting shot at, is 14 megabits per second, and if you did the second one, it's actually at 10 or 12 megabits per second. So the top option is actually going to give you better results, but the bottom option will give you smaller file sizes. So yeah. So one of my biggest gripes is it's got bad lighting sensitivity on video mode. Pictures on it come out great. I'll show you some pictures of Comic-Con here now. So the pictures came out great. I did get some issues with focusing, but I think that's because I pressed the shutter in before it actually had a chance to focus, or I had it half in and then had to back up for whatever reason. I'm pretty sure all focusing problems were my fault, the photographer. So yeah, the audio on it is decent. It has stereo audio, but the mono audio that comes from my Nikon DSLR, I hate to say this, but is a little bit better. Not much, but just a little bit better. The buttons on it feel a little spongy. That's not necessarily a bad thing. That could have something to do with the waterproofing, because unlike the GoPro, this should be submergible like this. And like if you open up the battery compartment, it's got a nice gasket in there. You know, it's also built fairly well. I got this for less than $100, but it was on clearance. To where I got it from, this was literally the last one they had. They regularly retail for about $200. If you get one that's brand new, sealed, never been opened and stuff, I'm pretty confident that this could be submerged fairly deeply into water with no problem. It does. One thing I do like about Nikons is they're geared more towards photographers rather than like just options and settings. My Kodaks all had better options, better menus than my Nikons have had. but I've liked the picture quality out of even this point and shoot better. Even one of my friends, he recently purchased a brand new point and shoot, higher megapixel than this, I forget offhand, and it's a Kodak, and this actually, in my opinion, takes better shots. This is not coming out too well in the video from what I can see. This is actually a red one, red or orange. It depends on what light you're looking at it in. And I do actually like it, so what I'm seeing on my monitor, it looks kind of a pinkish color. I might need to go in post-production for white balancing. We'll see how that comes out. If you see flashes of light, there is actually a storm going on, and it's coming through the windows fairly good. It knocked the power out a little while ago, so. Video, it does actually exceptionally well. Like I said, except for the lighting conditions. I did some video at the zoo, not much. When I went to the zoo, I mostly concentrated on taking pictures of stuff, so my DSLR was the center of attention. Now for Comic-Con, the reason I did not take my DSLR was because I was by myself. My DSLR cost me approximately $700 for everything. Yes, I got an entry-level model. Me being by myself at Comic-Con, I did not want to take that risk that somebody would steal it. Somebody would try to rip it off of my neck or out of my arms. Ultimately, I'm very happy I got this. Extremely happy that I bought this. The audio leaves a little bit to be desired. I'm intending to rectify that with the Zoom H6. Otherwise, this is actually a really good general purpose camera. If you know for a fact that it will never get wet, the Nikon CoolPix non-waterproof models are actually really good. My sister has one. I like the quality of images that her camera comes up with. I've never taken video with hers, so I don't know that. So yeah, hopefully these videos are going to start coming out on a more regular basis. I'm talking with my managers at work, attempting to get myself a set schedule, set days off, so that I can focus more on my subscribers, my fans actually, and even me doing some of my other projects, like my interviews with Detroit-based artists, and actually it's extended out because I now have a couple artists from Ohio in on it. My video next week will be on the bare minimum that I think you should have to start a YouTube video. One of my friends was interested in starting YouTube, and he thinks that because his camera is not good enough, then he should not actually even try. And I wish to show him what I started with. I'm going to try to show him what other YouTubers have started with. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. And in the link in the description is a link to a survey. It's completely anonymous. You can put your YouTube channel in there if you want, but it's just asking how you got started on YouTube. Alright, until next time, have a good day.